So you are wanting to sell your home for the first time and you have no idea what to do. All right, stay tuned for some more great tips. Hey there, this is Kira Banks. Welcome to the Banks Team channel. You are here for another tip, but before that, if you're looking to be informed, inspired, and connected to the local real estate market, please hit that subscribe button, hit that cute little bell next to it so you can be notified every time we download some amazing stuff. All right, so let's get to it. You are desiring to sell your home for the first time and you want to make sure that you are doing the right things and going in the right direction. All right, so I have a few different pointers for you that I hope helps you through this process to make it seamless and a little bit effortless for you. Okay, so one of the first things I want to mention is being aware of your emotions. Believe it or not, real estate is a very emotional business, okay? A lot's happening, okay? You have money involved, you have people involved. So emotions are flying. All right, so what's gonna help you not be so emotional during this time is number one, knowing why you're doing what you're doing. I go over this multiple times with clients to understand, why are you wanting to buy? Why are you wanting to sell? You have to know why you are wanting to sell your home to either move to the next one or whatever your transition is, okay? So please keep that in mind. And also, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but let your agent know why you're wanting to sell. More than likely, we ask, okay? We're asking, man, okay, great, this is exciting. Why are you wanting to move, okay? So think about that. Also, remember, this is a transactional process, but it's also a transition for you. So we keep that in mind in this whole scope of things. Now, your transition, you may be selling. I'm going to give you some reasons why people sell, even sellers I've worked with, why they're selling. One reason I've heard, okay, we need to downsize because kids are gone. We don't need all of this space, or we need to upsize because more kids have come into the family, okay? Divorces, maybe there was a death in the family. And so the person just has to get out of the house because the house reminds them of that person, okay? So that's another reason. Some other reasons is maybe you have a job change, okay? You are moving to another state, or you're just moving jobs and you could be getting a better job. You could, I don't know, you could be getting a lesser paying job. I hope not, but you know, job transitions cause some people to move. And then lastly, honestly, another change I've seen is the fact that they feel like the neighborhood they are in is just changing and they don't like the change, okay? So they're deciding to maybe do a little upgrade, move across town. There's tons of reasons. I've also had investors sell their homes. We have sold our home as investors. So And I've worked with a lot of people that were out of state investors and they're ready to sell it because maybe they need to get off of that property to have some money in hand or to buy some more property in another area. So please know your why and why you're selling. Lastly of this portion is to be open and honest with the agent. We have to know why. I've also had sellers sell their home because their position was, they didn't necessarily lose their job, but they lost pay on their job. So it just wasn't the same anymore and they could not afford it, okay? So that can also be another reason. So please be open and honest. If you can't feel like you can be open and honest with your agent, you may not have the right one. I'm sorry to say that, but I am just being honest, okay? They need to know so that they can better serve you. Please understand that, all right? Okay, let's go over another great tip for why to help you through selling your home for the first time. Obviously, you need to meet with an agent. Here are some reasons why you need to meet with that agent. Number one, the value of the home. Most times that's like the major center of the conversation. What will my house sell for? I will not do a whole synopsis on this because that'll be in a later video at some time. But you need to know the value of your home. You need to know what are the comparables in your area. What are they selling for? They will probably give you a little bracket of range and say, hey, I would kind of be in the middle here, or at least that's what they should do. You want to be able to give a fair market value, all right? You don't want to price gouge that buyer. You don't want to be so on top of the market that you can't sell it or it just sits on the market for a long time. So what you put your house on the market for matters. Another part of meeting with that agent is to get your house show ready, okay? We need to know, do you need to paint? Do you need to rearrange furniture? Do you need to get rid of things? Yep, I'm talking to you, person that has a lot of stuff in your house. All right, maybe you need to get rid of some things to clear the way and open up the space so that that buyer can see what they're actually buying, okay? So we want to know if there's things that need to be fixed, please let us know. Or if there's just new things going on with the yard inside out, just be very open with what is going on with that home so that we can present it in the best manner possible. All right, so you want to be able to make a good first impression. So again, here's that honesty and openness. If you know, hey, listen, I only have a budget of maybe $5,000, maybe $10,000 to do things in the home, just let us know how much you have and what you're able to do. Or maybe you have a time crunch and you're not really able to do a ton of these things. And the best thing you can do at this point is just clean the house and maybe clear things out. So you have to consider all of those things in the price, okay? All right, again, that'll be another video about that because I have so much I can say in regards to value and condition. All right, the next little tip when you're selling your home is knowing your next move. So you are desiring to sell your home. You also obviously have to have some other things in place and lined up for wherever you're going next. I have some really close friends that were wanting to move to another state, wanting to sell their home, obviously wanting to buy a home in another state. But one thing was that one of them needed to get a job before they put their house on the market, right? Because we knew that the house was going to sell in no time. That wasn't going to be a problem. But the job was that missing link. So until they got that job offer or letter in hand, they just didn't feel comfortable with selling yet. And I completely understand that. So that's something to really think through and think about. So a few things when someone is selling, there's usually about 3 things that happen. Once you sell, you may go to rent, okay? Whether you're renting where you live in that state or you're renting somewhere else where you're moving to. Another thing that happens is you are wanting to purchase another home. Now, that is a whole transition and process in itself because you are trying to go from one thing to the next. And if you're doing it in the same state, you're trying to coordinate, okay, I'm trying to write this offer on the house, but my home is on the market as well. Will I get an offer in time to when I actually submit an offer and my offer gets accepted? Okay, so you do what you feel comfortable with, but I will tell you, it may be a little interesting or shaky, especially if you're not going to a new build. New build is, for the most part, you know when the house is going to be built. Weather gets into play and things like that, but for the most part, you know when that house is going to be done. So we can just rearrange the closing date based on that. Okay, so think about that. That could be another thing that you're dealing with. Or are you moving out of state? Now, moving out of state, the one thing you have in mind is moving trucks, making sure that that's scheduled, okay? Getting it enough advance notice as possible, because when you're moving across the country or across states or what have you, you are possibly going to be dealing with a whole different moving company. So think about that unless you are moving yourself and you're going on a nice road trip, okay? So that's even the timing of that, because maybe where you're headed to, you may not buy a home, you may wait and get settled and so forth, but you gotta think through your next move. Are all the pieces kind of in place? If they're not in place yet, you may need to take a moment and get them in place before you launch out and say you're ready to sell, okay? So keep that thing in mind. All right, one of the last little tips I wanna give to you is stay show ready. Something that happens with sellers when they go ahead and put their house on the market is that they're like, oh my goodness, I keep getting all of these showing requests and I can't even take a bath. I can't even sit on my couch and watch a movie like I used to. Okay, yes, that is how it goes, especially if you are in a very fast market. Obviously, when I'm recording this video, the market is it's moving like crazy. Tons of buyers are out there. The inventory is low. When you're dealing with that, you could get 10 showings on your house in one day, maybe even more, maybe 20 or 30, depending on where you are. But you have to be show ready. So if you are in a market where it's moving really fast, tons of buyers out there ready to go, you may need to, my advice to you, okay, is that you go ahead, list your house on like a Thursday or Friday, leave for the weekend, and just so you don't have to worry about, constantly washing dishes or, making sure things are picked up because the kids just went all over the house and put their toys everywhere. All right, go ahead and leave for the weekend so that it could stay show ready for the whole weekend. And hopefully by that Sunday, you let it be shown for 3 or 4 days. By that Sunday or Monday, you can make a decision on an offer, okay? Now, if you're not in a market where things are moving very fast, but it's a little bit slower, maybe your house is on the market for 30 or 60 days. If that is the case, then you could probably flow a little bit easier, but still remember, let's just say you leave home at 8 o'clock to go to work. Hey, please make sure all beds are made, things are picked up, dishes are in the dishwasher or out of the sink. I'm just giving you some tips for show ready. Kind of get your house ready as if when you're at work, you don't have to think about, oh no, I didn't put my underwear up. Okay, I'm just thinking about stuff that I've had to deal with sellers like, Kira, can you just let them know that this is out there? It's all good. They know that people live there. But to help you not feel bad, go ahead and just have it ready as if someone is going to see your house today. Because we want people to come see your house. The more people that see your house, the quicker you can sell it. Okay, so have it show ready. Don't complain about it. Just go with the flow. It's gonna be fine and you're gonna get through it. Once your house gets under contract, you're pretty much good for the most part. We're just going through the flow of inspection and appraisal, and you won't have to keep picking up, every hour. All right, so just go through the process. So here are a few tips. I really, really hope they were helpful and informative to you in this journey of first selling your home. It's going to be very different from buying, but you can do it. All right, just a reminder, hey, keep me motivated. I want to keep pushing these videos out. So please make sure to subscribe and also do your little notification. And until next time, I can't wait to see you again. Have a great day. Bye.